we're here at the Hurry Hill Maple Museum, and this is Jan Woods, the owner.
Oh, and it's great to have you and Jimmy here today at Hurry Hill. And as you know, our museum has been here for our 5th season now. We've been here 4 years, and we just had our 5th March that we've been open to the public.
I was just wondering, I have some questions. What does the Hurry Hill Maple Farm offer, and what information does the museum here provide for the public?
Well, we have the Hurry Hill Maple Farm Museum is here because we want to preserve, interpret, and promote the Pennsylvania maple syrup industry and the award-winning children's book, Miracles on Maple Hill. This book by Virginia Sorensen, and we do that through sustainable practices and through many activities, promoting the maple syrup industry. We promote making people educate people on how to become a hobby sugar maker in their own backyard. We preserve the artifacts, the processes to the heritage of the sugaring industry and also the book. And we provide literacy, education, ecotourism, health activities, and agricultural activities related to maple syrup industry and to the book, and to educate producers and school children and the general public about the science of making maple syrup and the art of making maple syrup.
Wow. Okay. So you mentioned school groups, I think?
Right.
So who else can benefit from the museum? And also, how many school groups do you have each year usually? Our
Taste and Tour in March generally has 2,000 to 3,000 people that come to the museum and also to our sugar house. Again, in the spring, on Sundays from 2 to 5, we're open until the end of May, and then we're open again in the fall from 2 to 5 from Labor Day through Thanksgiving. In addition, we have lots of school groups that come for specific tours and garden groups. A lot of adult groups come, church groups, Boy Scouts, Eagle Scouts. Generally, those people number about 2,000. So usually we have about 4,000 people that go through the museum or go through the sugar house every year.
That's excellent. How is it funded usually?
The museum itself is privately funded. I decided when I retired, I was a high school principal for 23 years, and I decided that we needed to preserve the sugaring industry here in western Pennsylvania, that I wanted to highlight some of the maple sugaring industry activities here in northwest Pennsylvania, and specifically in Edinburgh, because the book Miracles on Maple Hill was written in Edinburgh. And I decided to fund the museum out of my own pocket. We have created, however, a nonprofit, and I understand this is your class project, to talk about nonprofits. The Hurry Hill Maple Farm Museum Association. The association is the nonprofit arm of the Maple Museum, and we have that so that people can contribute items, or they contribute time and energy and contribute monies to help the mission of our museum here at Hurry Hill. It's been a really nice addition having this nonprofit arm.
That's excellent. And what is that mission of Hurry Hill?
Well, the mission of Hurry Hill, as I mentioned, was to preserve and interpret and promote the syrup industry and also Miracles on Maple Hill. But we talked earlier a little bit that if you have a nonprofit organization, part of a nonprofit's general purpose kind of follows that saying that if you have a rising tide, it helps float all ships. In other words, if you have the mission of a nonprofit, you want to garner support from those people that believe in that mission, whether it's the food bank, or whether it is the YMCA, or if it is a nonprofit for the homeless, or perhaps the Relay for Life. All of those nonprofits have a good mission, but you want that mission to help all activities in the harbor float a little bit higher, and you want everyone to believe in that mission and have a way that they can express their support to your mission. And so we established a Maple Association nonprofit so that people could donate monies and who believe in what we're doing here at Hurry Hill, and we're able to make some kind of contributions. We've had some very nice things happen because of that. A couple of things that we talked about. Somebody decided to give us a 6-passenger golf cart, and you would wonder, well, how does that really promote maple syrup, or how does that help the family down the road make their own maple syrup in their backyard? But what it has done is allowed some school children with severe disabilities to be able to participate in the maple experience. We had a little girl come here once who only had half a heart, and she'd never been on a field trip. And the man who gave us the golf cart said, you need to do a better job getting older people back to the Sugar House and people with disabilities back to the Sugar House. And so he gave us this beautiful 6-passenger golf cart, and this little girl with half a heart and another girl who broke her leg in 3 places were able to go back to the Sugar House and participate in the maple experience like the rest of her classmates. And we think that those are things that it's really hard to anticipate. When you're involved in a nonprofit, you have to believe in the mission of that nonprofit, and you have to believe that you can help rise the tide and float the ship and make things better for other people. And in this case, we definitely changed the life of that little girl and that family. And it wasn't because of me, it was because of the generosity of someone who now believes in the mission of Hurry Hill Maple Museum. You don't know what the future brings when you have a nonprofit. Nonprofits, if we donate money to the food bank, we know that it buys food. But if we help somebody raise a garden, or if we help somebody learn how to learn more about nutrition, and we teach them how to cook and use natural products and grow their own food, we're not just donating money to help feed them at tonight's meal, but we're helping them to change their lifestyle. And nonprofit's whole mission is to make a better life for all involved, us who are giving and those who are receiving, and anticipation of other great things that can happen from a nonprofit.
Yes, that's wonderful. As a closing question, what do you think is the long-term benefit of this nonprofit?
We never, when you throw a rock in a pond, you see the ripple go, and you see the ripple start to come back. And you never quite know where it's going to go. I wish I had a crystal ball to tell me, because in 5 years, it's been very exciting to see the things that have transformed, not just here at the museum, but the number of people that have been engaged now in making their own syrup, making their own food. I had 2 families that came today to the museum. We had 40 visitors this Sunday today, and 2 of those families left here saying, we are making our own syrup next year. And so you may know that in maybe 80 years, or maybe in 40 years, that person will still be making their own syrup, and maybe they'll be the largest producer in Pennsylvania, supplying syrup to everybody else, which is a very wholesome product, to a wholesome sweetener. So you don't really know, and that's the beauty of a nonprofit, is you don't know the reach that it has, how many ships it's really going to float. I wish I could see that, but it has been almost exponential. You know the word exponential from math. What has happened in 4 years that we have been here has been amazing, because we know that that can only multiply not twice, not 3 times, but exponentially in how it can improve our area. I think one thing that we are looking, Hurry Hill has been very interested in doing, is to further the community of Edinburgh, for example, by having a Pennsylvania Museum and Historic Commission marker down at the library honoring Southern Erie County, that is Edinburgh, and Virginia Sorensen, and the book Miracles on Maple Hill. That, I think, could be something that would be in the future. I think there are people who believe in that idea, and our museum association will support that idea. But who knows how far that will go. But to have a marker, for example, in Southern Erie County would be a wonderful thing. You never know when you do something with a nonprofit where it's going to end. And I think it'll be very exciting in your lifetime, because you've been involved here for so many years. How long have you been here? I don't know.
I've been here
since before school.
Yeah.
So probably 10, 11, 12 years almost. Right. You know, you can see in your own life how you and the Boy Scouts and your Eagle Scout project has really changed the landscape at the museum and in the woods. Who knows what will happen to that in the next 10 years? Because something certainly will. Something very good will happen with that project, much beyond what you've done. So I think the more you're involved in a nonprofit cause, the more good that could be done, and without even knowing it.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure having you here.
You too.